Gruesome Gift, a comedy by Rex McGregor. Setting, Macy's department store in Los Angeles. Time, 1945. Gladys stands at a table with gift wrapping supplies. Softy enters carrying a large suitcase.
Sir, can I help you?
The odds are a hefty long shot.
Do you have something to be wrapped?
Indubitably.
Let's see it.
Might there be a mail clerk available?
Macy's offers a full postal service.
I am requesting a clerk of the masculine gender.
I figured that. But it's against store policy to call a customer a lousy misogynist.
Such an accusation is most unjustified.
Then walk it back, bud. Walk it back.
I do not discriminate on grounds of your sex, of which I am an ardent admirer.
Careful. I'm allowed to slap a masher across the mug.
Another bum rap. I am a happily married man.
Yeah, the worst ones usually are.
I discriminate in your favor, miss, on grounds of your superior taste and refined sensitivity.
Jeepers.
My item is of a somewhat indelicate nature.
Relax. I handle gents' undergarments every day.
When I say indelicate, I mean truly horrific.
You can't shock me. I'm from Brooklyn.
My associates call me Softy on account of I am hard as nails. But this made even me wince.
What is it? Human body parts?
Contrary to popular rumor, gangsters do not dismember their rivals.
Don't they?
Detached limbs produce more incriminating evidence.
Is it a whole corpse? Folded up?
Of course not. Victims are generally dissolved in a vat of sulfuric acid.
Then what's in here?
Goodbye.
Wait! I challenge you. Truth or dare?
No dice. You would dare me to open the suitcase.
I dare you to play the game.
I respectfully decline.
Gotcha. You refuse the dare. So you have to tell me the truth.
Hold on.
You're duty bound. I believe the mob has a code of honor.
Who said I'm in the mob?
You mentioned gangsters.
I was correcting misinformation.
Swell. You value truth. Out with it.
If there is a code which existence I utterly do not confirm, it would be no snitching.
I'm not asking you to name names.
Surely a classy dame such as yourself does not wish to sully her mind with nastiness.
Sully away. Underwear is boring. I want to experience the underworld.
Can I rely on your discretion?
Ask anyone. They'll tell you. Gladys is no fun. She never spills a secret.
I doubt if you have encountered a proposition with the magnitude of my item.
Whatever it is, I bet I can wrap it.
The shape is extremely awkward.
I'll manage. Without cheating, too.
Cheating?
If there are sharp edges or bits sticking out, just pop the thing in a box and tie it up with a bow. Lazy chumps. I always mold the paper to the outline.
Whereby the recipient can tantalizingly guess what the gift is.
Or at least suspect.
You clearly take great pride in your work, which is indeed a credit to this fine establishment.
Fat lot of good it does me.
Does the store not appreciate your artistic endeavors?
They pay me a measly $20 a week.
That is a most sorry state of affairs.
I'd leave this dump if I had a better offer.
Talent deserves to be rewarded.
Can you give me a job?
I would certainly recommend you to my boss, were it not for the matter of your conscience.
I figure crime is involved.
In this particular case, no ordinary crime. A vile offense against nature itself.
You seem willing to live with it.
I have a family to feed. Such an obligation beats morals to a pulp any day.
That's good enough for me. Welcome your new recruit.
I do not feel at all comfortable corrupting an innocent.
You're all hot, softy. Hey, I bet that's why you got the name.
Vicious slander. My moniker is ironical.
Sure.
I will show you how brutal I am.
Is that for real?
Judge by the smell.
I don't get it. Why on earth would anyone?
My boss's boss is engaged in a business dispute. He wishes to send the owner a message.
So you went and
My boss did it. I am merely the delivery boy.
says you.
I feel no twinge of guilt. The deed is done. I must complete my chore, however unpleasant.
I see.
My only regret is I have caused you extreme distress.
I'm already over it.
You are well within your rights to report the outrage. The central police station is closest.
I'm no squealer. Besides, I'm about to become an accomplice. After the fact.
You will undertake the task?
It's right up my alley.
Please excuse the gore.
I'll wear gloves.
It pains me to see this. I am somewhat of an animal lover.
Ditto.
Yet you will proceed?
Like an Egyptian embalmer mummifying a pet. I'll treat the head with what you call it?
Reverence.
Should I fold the ears down?
Best not. He always kept them pricked up when he was alive. Khartoum was the most alert racehorse I ever saw.
So what's the plan? Will your boss's boss hand this over in person?
The Don never gets his mitts dirty. My boss will deposit the parcel on the mark's doorstep.
Doesn't he want to see the guy react?
Oh, he will ring the doorbell, then observe from a hiding place.
Like a crummy schoolboy pulling a cheap prank.
My boss would not take kindly to being described in such terms.
I just meant the strategy's hardly original. Where's the flair? Where's the finesse?
One cannot expect such qualities in a routine hitman like my boss.
I could teach him.
He does not take kindly to lessons.
I have a knack for presentation. If he gives me the job, I'll make him world famous.
You would quite fancy that. But how is such an eventuality possible?
Trust me, whenever anyone hears horse's head, they'll think of, what's his name?
Luca Brasi.
I have an idea. The horse's owner. Can your gang break into his bedroom? On the sly?
They are professionals.
While the guy's asleep, we'll sneak the head under the covers, splatter him with blood. And when he wakes up,
Gladys, you are a brilliant horsewoman of the apocalypse.
thanks, Softy. I'm kicking off a new career. Bye-bye rapping. Hello, staging.
The Shotgun, short play by Tasmin Jahab. Present day, somewhere in the southern part of the USA. Jasper, an impatient and rude farmer in his 60s, walks into a local gun store. The man behind the counter, George, calmly tries to serve him.
I need a Beretta shotgun.
Hi there.
What are you looking at? I said I need a Beretta shotgun.
Oh, right. They're over here. How much you looking to spend?
No more than 5,000.
Oh, we have a few under 5,000. Are you looking for a specific model?
Well, just pick one and charge it to my card.
Do you have your license?
What do I need to see that? When I've been in here before. I bought my Remington rifle from you last month. Fortunately, a week later, I was fucking robbed. They took my rifle as well. Insurance company's sorting it all out. But now I need that Beretta.
It's company policy, and it's the law. We have to check your license, otherwise we're unable to do any trade.
I got a very bad fucking headache. I haven't slept all night. As I don't have my license with me, you'll have to make an exception.
Well, would you like to go home and get it? I can put the Beretta aside for you.
I need that Beretta before she talks to the cops.
Before who talks to the cops?
Stop looking out the window.
Is that your truck over there?
Why do you need to know?
Why did you mention the cops?
You don't need to listen to everything I say. You're just a fucking store assistant. Just do your job.
Please refrain from using bad language.
I can use any language I like. It's a free fucking country.
But you said that
Just pretend I said nothing other than asking for a Beretta shotgun.
if you're planning something, I'm not going to...
Don't fuck with me. People who fuck with me end up in a very bad place.
Please note, we do not tolerate any abusive or threatening behavior here. If this continues, my manager will take over and may need to call the cops.
I work long hours on the farm near Pope. My irritating and uncaring parents left that farm to me. I've got all the paperwork to prove it, even though my brother claimed he had the original copy, identifying him as the sole beneficiary. What a fucking joke. I take my responsibilities very seriously. You know, I provide for a wife and kids, so I expect loyalty and consideration in return from all of them, no matter what. She gave me her word. I believed her. How could I be so stupid? She shouldn't have gone near that mound. I told her specifically that if she loves and trusts her husband wholeheartedly, she wouldn't need to go anywhere near that mound. But she fucking did.
What, Mom? What did you find?
Stop staring at me and get on with it. I haven't got all day.
The point,
What's your name?
no, the point is,
I ask, what's your name?
it's George. It's George.
What a fucking awful name. My brother was called George.
Oh, but I like my name. So what or who did she find in the mound?
I don't need any fucking lectures from small-minded, judgmental, pathetic human beings like you. My brother was like that.
I do not appreciate that comment.
I thought I told you to get on with it.
I'll have to wait.
For what?
Your license.
Don't you get it? I'm ready to make payment right now.
Are you buying the Beretta for someone else?
It's none of your fucking business. Just charge my credit card and give me that Beretta.
As much as I want to help you today, I really need to see that license before I can put it through.
Can't you see that I'm not interested in your store regulations?
It's the law.
Screw the fucking law. Since when did the law help me to get where I am today?
I can't ignore the law. I could lose my job.
In that case, find the camera footage from last month, and then you'll see that I was in here exactly a month ago.
Why do I need to do that?
You'll see very clearly that I was standing in this exact spot showing my gun license to one of your store assistants.
That's not necessary because I need to see your license before charging your card for this Beretta today.
You're getting on my fucking nerves now. Where's the other guy I dealt with last month?
I'm his replacement.
Pity.
I need to take your name, please.
Why?
I'll have to talk to my manager.
You're wasting my time.
Why in such a rush?
Like I said, it's none of your fucking business. Why do you keep looking out the window?
Is that your truck?
So what if it is my truck?
Someone's crying their eyes out. Why are they so upset?
It happens.
Why is she locked in like that?
How can you tell she's locked in?
Unfortunately, we have to call the cops if you don't comply.
Do you want me to shoot you instead? Is that it?
Instead of whom?
You're asking far too many questions. Can't you see that I'm really tired?
We finish at 4 o'clock. That means you have 45 minutes left. I really need to see that license before I can move on. Sorry.
I could strangle you with my bare hands right now.
Everything's been recorded. You'll be prosecuted if you do that.
Who the fuck do you think you are? You just ruined my plans. Tomorrow I was going to get some sleep. Now because of you and the fucking law, I can't.
I'm just upholding the law of the land, sir.
I'll get my fucking license for you, and then I'll come back here and throw it in your ugly fucking face. You have no idea what you just done.
You look really disgusting, that truck. Is she going to be okay?
You want me to rip your fucking eyes out?
I'm sorry, but due to your persistent abusive and threatening behavior, I'm unable to serve you. It's company policy. See the notice over there. You'll have to take it up with management now.
I wasn't abusive or threatening toward you. That's just your opinion. For the record, you've been rude, intrusive, and very unkind to me. I'm just an ordinary farmer with a lot of responsibilities. I have very little time on my hands. You were supposed to help me today, but you chose not to. All I wanted was a Beretta shotgun. You should get fired for the way you treated me. Mark my words. You're going to pay for this. Until then, have a nice fucking day, George.
With rage, Jasper exits. George breathes a sigh of relief. Wow.
Oh, I was right.
Okay.
A pirate's tale. A tale of an absolute judge who travels the seas looking for those who have taken what is not theirs from the sea. 3 men are on the judge's list. 3 men, the tiger, the tree, and the darkness. Each man was given gifts of power above other men. Tiger was animal-like and dangerous. Tree could lock a man with vines. And then there was darkness, a man capable of invisibility through the shadows. The 3 men had robbed many with their powers, but today they went into the sea to steal. Is the day that they signed their death decrees. They took the eye of the ocean, a beautiful jewel that was priceless in cost and dangerous in power. It had the power to rule the world. The judge had been called to take all 3 alive until they revealed the location of the gem. But the sea people had lied. There was no gem, but an idea that lured men to the sea to die. The 3 men had learned the truth, and now the sea people wanted the judge to hunt them down dead. On this dark and windy night, at a small pub in a bad part of town, of some unknown town, the judge waited for them to arrive. Each had been given a time to appear, just enough time for the judge to do his duty. The first was the tiger, then the tree, and lastly, darkness with fire. The judge had a history with darkness before he became so dark and evil. A stranger, dark stranger, enters the bar. He looks at the man with disgust.
What can I get you, Governor?
Whiskey. I'm looking for darkness.
Darkness. Here? Tonight? You must be mad.
Yes, quite. But I was told that darkness would be here tonight.
I just wonder who you are, sir.
I'm a man looking for darkness.
Well, we don't kiss and tell here, copper.
Oh, no, sir. I'm not police. I'm the judge.
The judge? The judge of all things? No, get out.
Oh, no, sir. I will not be leaving without my prey.
I can make you go. Yeah.
Really? You and what army?
Ah.
A stick? What do you think I am, a dog to fetch?
And now wait a minute. We don't have to take it there, sir.
Yes, I thought you would take my side on things. Now fetch me that bottle, barkeep.
Okay.
The judge grabs the bottle and the glass and walks to a small table in the corner of the room facing the door. A woman of full fit built enters the pub. The barkeep is busy cleaning glasses, but stops to notice the tiger walking in. He stares at the woman, but the judge sees her true form.
I guess I'm not surprised it was you who summoned me. I know why you lured me here.
Yes. Sit so we can talk.
Why would I want to do that?
Because you are not who I want.
Yes, you do love the darkness, don't you, Judge?
So now you know what I want. So where is he?
Don't you know? What do you really want, Judge?
To kill you now.
Pulls out a sword and points it at the tiger's chest. Tiger jumps and throws a dagger at the judge, but the judge is faster and the tiger falls like a kitten.
That was a little too easy.
Not really. Cats have 9 lives. We don't act like you fancy folks. We regenerate.
Clean this mess up.
Oh my goodness. No worries.
30 minutes pass before the trio arrives. Enters a tall, lean man. He sits down at the table across from the judge. The judge continues to sip his drink when a large tree comes crashing through the window with a loud noise. Suddenly, the lean man jumps from the other table with long arms and jumps in front of the judge.
Do you think it would be that easy?
No, I knew it would be easier.
The barkeep continues to pick up wood when another stranger enters the pub and sits down at the table across from the judge.
Whoa, that was something. How did you know he wouldn't fight in the dark?
I didn't, but trees go to sleep after sunset.
The barkeep walks to the end of the bar, shaking. As the judge starts to light his pipe, the lights go out.
Cross my heart and hope to die. Welcome to my dark side. Good evening, Judge. I see you have taken care of 2 of my associates.
I thought they were your friends.
Lights come back on and darkness is sitting at the table across from the judge.
No, they simply worked for the cause.
What will it be, sir?
A hot tea.
Hot tea, sir?
Yes. Are you deaf?
The barkeep walks away in silence.
I want the gem.
Not that easy, Judge.
Stop wasting my time.
There is no gem. Just one big lie.
Don't lie, it doesn't suit you.
Pardon? I'm not lying. There was never a gem.
Then what was it?
No, not a gem, but a giant monster.
A what? Monster? Please stop jerking me around. What happened down there?
Please, don't be rude. Do I really need to relive that memory? My whole crew died. I lost my ship and my investors all over the lie.
Look, I'm going to give you 5 minutes, just long enough to finish my drink. And then I'm going to ask you for one last time, where is that gem? And you better have an answer.
Well, you better kill me now, because there ain't any gem.
Okay, let me finish my drink.
He stands and finishes his drink.
It's not a gem, but the eye of a monster. The sea people lure greedy men to their deaths, just like mermaids.
What is this crap? The one eye of a monster? What monster could have an eye that big?
A giant octopus.
What? An eye? But why?
You heard me. A giant octopus. Their reason is they need people to sacrifice. They lied to you. They want us dead because they want to continue to lure men for their souls.
You know how much I hate liars.
Yes, I do know from my personal experience. I thought your limit was 2 drinks.
So if this is not the truth, I will kill you.
I know you will. You told me if you ever see me again, you'd kill me. Do I have it right?
And you know I keep my promises.
Putting his sword away.
You can't take me back to the sea people.
Why not? They will tell me the truth and they can kill you.
Not just me. And
And what? What are you saying?
they will kill both of us and everyone you told.
Now, why would they do that?
Because now you know the truth.
Well, I guess I'll have to kill them first.
Finishing the drink and slamming it down.
Exactly. Let's do it together, dearest father.
Yes, I'm your father. Darkness. Sorry. I mean Luke.
Okay, who's taking care of the bill?
The Durham and Darkness look at each other and laugh as they walk out without pay.
Now,
Bloody-
you do not mess with the pirates.
Bloody pirates. Hey.
Oh my.
Not Optimum Service by Susan Kessinger. Lights up on Janice, sitting on her couch with her laptop perched on her leg, logged into her Optimum cable service account. Janice dials the Optimum customer service number.
Thank you for calling Optimum. Is this the phone number associated with your account?
Yes.
I'm sorry, I didn't understand your answer. Is this the phone number associated with your account?
Yes.
Thank you. Please say or enter your 10-digit account number. For letters, please enter the number associated with that letter. For example, for the letter A, please press 2.
1 2 1 3 7 4 3 A 2 Z.
Thank you. So your account number is 121374338.
No, A, not 8.
Please say or enter your 10-digit account number. For letters, please use the number associated with that letter. For example, for the letter A,
I know what to do, damn it.
I'm sorry, I didn't get that. Please enter your account number.
Janice types the account number instead of saying it. She then puts her phone on mute momentarily so as not to trigger the robot.
Fuck you, Optima. I'm so done with you. Ugh.
Janice unmutes her phone.
Thank you. Please enter your 4-digit PIN number.
PIN number? What PIN number?
I'm sorry, I didn't get that. please enter your 4-digit PIN number.
Janice rapidly pokes around on her laptop looking for the PIN number and finds it.
36761.
Thank you. Please say or enter the address associated with this account.
Janice mutes her phone again.
I hate you.
Janice unmutes her phone.
200 Market Street, apartment 1B, Brooklyn, New York, 11200.
Thank you. Please state the reason for your call.
Because I'm leaving you, you schmuck.
I'm sorry, can you repeat that? Please state the reason for your call.
Cancel service.
We're sorry to hear that. Please hold while I transfer you to an agent.
Oh, now you'll talk to me. Now that I'm leaving your sorry ass. I can't wait to get rid of you.
Hello, thank you for calling Optimum. And who am I speaking to?
Queen Elizabeth.
That's funny. I will need your real name, please.
Janice Peters, and I want to cancel my service.
May I have your account number, please?
Just gave this information. Why didn't Optimum listen the first time?
It's for your security, ma'am.
It protects my security that you don't have the information I just entered? I feel more secure when I feel heard, actually.
May I ask why you are canceling? Are you moving?
No, I'm just changing providers.
Why did you decide to change providers?
I actually spoke to you the other day to see if you'd be able to provide the same services at the same price as Fios. But after an hour on the phone with you and being put on hold several times, you still were not able to offer me anything even close to their offer. So I decided to go with Fios. I don't wish to rehash this with you again. I just want to cancel.
What are they offering you? Better pricing? Better service? Perhaps I can find a better offer for you.
We've already discussed this at length. You are not able to make me a better offer, and I don't wish to discuss this any further.
Please, just answer a few questions.
I'm sorry, but I've already done that. I already gave you a chance to make things right, and you wouldn't. Besides, I've already made a commitment to Fios. I just want to cancel.
We just want to know why you are leaving. Just tell us the reason.
I already told you why, but you won't listen or change my plan. I have nothing more to say. I'm leaving you.
We just want to make sure you're making the right decision. We'll match their price.
It's too late. Fios is coming and installing their equipment on Thursday. I told you, I've already made a commitment to them. And by the way, they have much better equipment than you do. You know you can't compete with their longer, sleeker cables and their fiber optics. And their Wi-Fi has a much stronger signal than yours. I won't be dealing with your service going down.
It's not too late. We can do better. We'll pay your cancellation fees. We'll upgrade your equipment. We'll reimburse you for any installation charges from Fios.
You didn't care about any of this all these years when you gave me bad service and overcharged me. Your equipment constantly needed rebooting, and there were frequent outages. Whenever I try to call you, you put me on hold for long periods of time. You don't prioritize your loyal customers.
I understand your concerns. We are always working to improve our customer service. We do care and we are listening.
You're really just giving me lip service now. In the 7 years I've been with you, you've done nothing but raise my rates. And whenever I've asked you to lower my bill, you refused. You went to great lengths to prevent any of the providers from offering their services to me. You isolated me and made sure I had no other choices besides you. And now there's another service in town, and all of a sudden you're promising to change. Sounds like a load of bull to me. No, thank you.
We'll guarantee the same price as Fios for a year.
Promises, promises. No, thank you. That's what you promised me 7 years ago. And now my bill has doubled and I have worse service. We both know that after a year, you'll just jack up your prices again and it'll be back to the way it's always been. I don't want to talk about this anymore.
Well, Fios will just do the same thing.
Actually, they gave me a 4-year guarantee.
Oh, Look, you have a lot of memories with us. With our equipment, you know our programming, our channels. You know the best position for your laptop for optimal Wi-Fi service. You're familiar with us, and you have a very comfortable relationship with us.
I need a change. There's so many things that aren't working right between us. And whenever I ask you to address them, you ignore me. Fios listened to me. They asked me what I wanted and gave me a great offer.
Sounds like you got a great sales pitch. But what do you really know about their service? Do you really want to start over with a new service? Do you really want to take a chance on a service with so much less experience? How do you know they'll be able to satisfy you?
Well, I do like your channel selection. And I am a little nervous about it. But Fios just feels like the right fit for me. And I need more than what you can give me.
Come on, give us another chance. We're in the process of upgrading to fiber optics. Your area will be done within the next year. Then they won't have anything we don't have. And we have 7 years together. Do you really want to throw that all away?
Well, I don't know. I don't know if I can ever trust you again.
Come on, give us another chance. We are making great changes.
No, I don't trust you. It's over. Cancel my account now. And come get your equipment that you left at my apartment. I don't have room for it. I need to make room for Fios.
Well, you're going to have to bring it down to our warehouse or you'll be charged for it.
Well, you brought it here. You come get it.
That's not how it works.
Okay, fine. As usual, I have to do everything. I'll bring it to you. I just want this to be over. I don't have time for this. I'm moving on, and you should too.
We see how much you watch TV and waste time on the internet. Clearly, you have time.
Now you're invading my privacy? That's the last straw. Cancel my account. It's over.
I'm just trying to help you. I'm the expert here. You'd need my help, and you won't accept it.
See? This is the real you coming out now. Now that you can't have your way with me, you get hostile and demeaning. It's over. You need to let go and move on. Cancel my service right now. I'm going to stop my auto payments, disconnect your equipment, and bring it to you on Friday. Goodbye.
But we value you as a customer. Please, please give us a
Janice hangs up the phone. 5 minutes later, the phone rings again. Hello, this is Optimum. We understand that you are considering canceling your service, and we would like to see if we can make you an offer.
Nicely done.
Very enjoyable. So now we just, for all the new people, we just spend a little time discussing what we've done, giving credit where it deserves, making suggestions, whatever you feel like talking about, as long as it refers to whatever we just did. Our first one was Gruesome Gift by Rex McGregor.
Michelle and Mark. Oh, great couple, and loved it. The 40s are snazzy, loved it. Well done, Rex.
That was so
And yeah,
fun.
it was gruesome.
Yeah, it was.
Emphasis on the gruesome now. Yes, it was gruesome.
Thank you. It was so fun to do. I know Michelle feels the same way because she mentioned during the rehearsal that it's so funny. It was so funny and so fun to create the characters and bring them to life.
From the 40s, working in Macy's.
I love the
Can't hear you,
characters,
Michelle.
the way they changed. Michelle, the sweet, loving lady in the store, suddenly becomes, oh, we can splash blood on her. We could do all this stuff.
And
then-
she's doing a little pointless task of doing her nails. And it
Yes.
kind of,
And Mark, the tough guy, goes, oh, we could use you. I didn't mean to hurt you. The difference in the characters, great job, great writing, Rex, funny stuff.
Fabulous
Well done.
writing. I asked Rex during rehearsal if he would do a series of Gladys and Softy like he did with the librarians. It was just so funny. It was so funny to do. And I know Mark has a love for Guys and Dolls, but I do too. I love that time period. And I never get a chance to do anything like that. So when I get a chance, it's like, I'm over the moon. And Rex just nailed every single thing. It was like, it was almost like everything was a gift. Every line was a gift of comedy. It's like, so many ways to have fun with it. And, Rex gave me another idea of how to do it in the rehearsal. And I enjoyed trying a different approach, which was really fun. So we had a lot of fun.
Yeah, I like the fact that you held off on the big reveal, until almost the very, very end. It was, and then you just start leading up to it little by little. And I'm sure a lot of people probably caught on before the reveal, but I liked writing like that, where you don't get everything at once. You just have to keep going until it's given to you. Yeah. Well, our second one was the shotgun with all that foul language from across the pond,
sorry about that, but that was on the day that I wrote it. And the funny, if you know me, I'm not a sweary person at all. I don't swear that easily. And the fact that I actually sat down and I wrote this piece and I thought, okay, so today's play, how can I make it interesting? And then I thought, oh, I'll just write this and see how it works. And I thought, well, as long as the actors do it and I don't have to act it, then that's cool, because I'll just write it. And then
318 days of waiting to get it out. And then just let it
the
out.
frustration, it's the frustration, isn't it? Because towards the end, you get to a point when you start a project, the novelty of it, you think, oh, it's so exciting, it's so great. And then as time progresses and you realize you have to get to the end of it, you think, oh my God, I am just getting just a little bit on edge about it now. What can I write? So there you go. Boom. And I am so kudos to Paul, to Chuck. Thank you for bringing it to life. You did absolutely brilliant job. I really enjoyed it. I was scared. I am scared of Jasper. I probably am scared of Paul.
Thank you, Paul, for the background.
Yes, very good. The Beretta background. Yes.
And sorry, I cut you off at one time. Sorry about that.
So Paul, how did you feel about the dialogue?
Yeah, he was just, you know, a crazy redneck, sort of. And Chuck was trying to be civil, and Chuck was trying to keep it on a
all he wanted
even keel,
mannerly. Yeah, trying to keep mannerly with it, and I it was interesting dynamics.
Yeah. It's kind of interesting though, because I never think about the issue with the language as long as it's true to the character.
Yeah.
It just seems like some characters are going, they have to talk that way. Those are the words they use. And so
yeah.
I usually don't give it a second thought. I don't know if the actors give it a second thought or not, but it's interesting. I did have a play that actors refused to read because it had the N word in it, but you know, it was part of the character. So.
That's why it never, as far as when I was doing stand-up comedy, a lot of the comics were using the F word just to get a laugh. But the only time it never bothered me is with Richard Pryor, when he'd do a character and maybe use the N word and the F word, but he was doing it in character. So it was still funny.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, I also forgot my hat. As soon as I get on, I saw, oh,
that's okay. Nobody knew. That's okay. Nobody knew.
But it was very fun. Thank you, Tasman. Thank you, Paul.
No, thank you, Tasman.
You look
Thank
great.
you,
That was
Thank you. Pleasure.
Great.
Thank you. Thank you for making me realize that I can actually use that word more than once.
Oh, watch out for the next one. Watch out.
No, when I first read it, I said, "This is from Tasman."
Tasman.
I thought so too.
Yeah,
I was
I was gonna
impressed.
say the same thing. There were so
Did
many
Jasmine get
F-bombs
hacked?
being dropped, I couldn't believe it was from Tasman.
I thought maybe she got hacked and someone was just using her name.
You know, my parents would kill me.
Next time we'll have a shot party every time the word is used.
Yeah.
It just seems so fitting for the script. It really did. You know?
I fully support that, and it makes me kind of want to submit one just to see how many I can cram in there.
No, I won't
Everyone's
use
liver
it.
will melt on account of me, but the story will have to make sense.
Yeah.
But I'm glad. I'm hoping that. I mean, obviously, putting that profanity aside, that it made sense how crazy he was, and how George was trying to stop him from buying that gun to kill someone.
Well, yeah, that was the frightening part, because I was really concentrating on the more serious part of this whole thing. I mean, especially in light of all the mass shootings that we've had here. And
Oh,
you just start to think of, you know, oh God, how's Chuck going to get out of this one? You know, how is he going to dissuade this guy from buying this gun and get him out of the store?
And it's his license, thankfully.
Yeah.
But I was waiting for Chuck's character to say you know, I'm the one with all the guns back here. You know that, right?
Yeah, I love the balance of power. It kept shifting. You know, it was. I felt first it was Jasper, and then it was the George, and so you didn't know how exactly it was going to end up because it kept shifting. Several times.
And George is the character. Sorry, Stephen. the bigger character, in that even though he didn't have so many lines, he got his own way at the end.
But
Well, I
then
didn't
you have
save
to
the
worry
wife, though.
about you have to worry about the wife in the truck.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. She's still in the truck there. We don't know what happened to her.
Right.
Yeah, and I kind of left that, and I thought I'll leave it to people's imaginations. But his intention, the moment he walks in and says he needs a Beretta shotgun, that's all he wants, because he's got his wife in the truck, and his intention is to shoot her, basically, because she's discovered that body in the mound, which, by the way, is his brother. I don't know whether that came across in the script as well.
Oh, I thought you were implying that his wife had an affair with the brother.
Ooh, that's a different take on it. I didn't even think about that.
Could be.
No, that's interesting, isn't it? Yeah, could be. And I wasn't even thinking along those lines.
Oh, okay.
Because he mentioned that farm was, for me, was left to me, because it's all about property, it's all about the farm. But now his wife's discovered the dead body, like you say, Jasper, that you specifically told your wife not to go there, but she did. And that's why you're so angry.
So
But
now we're gonna, I guess, move on to A Pirate's Tale from Joyce White. Did it go as you wanted, Joyce? Oh, you're muted.
You're muted.
You're muted, Joyce.
No, it didn't go exactly as I had it planned. But you know, that's kind of like it. That's the part of being a creator. I do think that we have a whole month and we are posting scripts, and I feel that when a person has an opportunity to see a script they want to participate in, they should contact the writer. If you feel like the part doesn't resonate with you, as far as lines or so forth. So I feel like, you know, the people that participated, they know how they stood out. And so I'm not a stone thrower, but I do think that for all of us, for the future, that, you know, if you don't like something, contact the writer. You know, don't wait till the day of the event and then show up, you know, in a state of discontent. Because I have no ego about my work. You know, I write it and I let it take a life of its own. But I feel that, you know, we as writers, we come here to reflect on the stuff that we write. And your participation as actors is important, because then we get a chance to see our work in living color.
So are you saying that you had someone cast and they backed out at the last minute?
Yeah, little things like that. But you know, let's move on. You know,
Okay.
I'm already at the next story. After finding out that the weight loss medicine might cause balding, I've already wrote a script that is called The Balding Pill.
Okay.
So 6 months after everybody started taking the diabetic medicine, they found out that they're losing their hair. Now that's a true news report, but I think I might write a play so that we'll call, you know, we'll address what it feels like to find out that you have lost all your weight, but you're bald. So,
Because for me, the origin of this group started as cold readings. So if someone gives me a part, I don't read the play.
oh, well, that's great. I like that. That's good. But it's nice when, because we have an opportunity, like I wanted to bring some sound, but I had trouble bringing the sounds. And, you know, one actor didn't turn on her video, so I don't get a chance to see that actor play out. So, you know, it has its things, but I feel like I needed to share that, okay? So you can.
I like how Sam always gets into the part, you know. Maybe next time you could wear some makeup though.
I liked your name, Darkness, and I liked the line when Stephen came in and you'd come for darkness, and I was like, oh, okay, what does that mean? What does that mean? So I was trying to figure it out. So
Well-
there was a pace. I wouldn't shoot it down completely. I would say that there is a pace here, and you just pick up the tempo. Maybe okay, whatever happens behind the scenes is behind the scenes. But to look at it on the surface, what actually took place tonight, it got me guessing, and I was trying to guess. So it slowly revealed itself, and maybe Joyce, what you imagined, when you were putting it together, and you have this scene. I mean, sometimes I just sit there and go, yeah, actors are going to do blah 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 blah. But sometimes different actors bring different things to the table.
Oh yeah, well
Like
that's
my piece,
writing.
like as Paul said,
Yeah,
I
when I
think
write, I want you to do what you want to do. Because a lot of times I'm writing for a particular person. So when you have that script and you start feeling that character, there is a great chance that you're going to present it different than what we as writers anticipate. I mean, when I thought of Stephen being the judge, I knew that he was going to bring that Undertaker tone from the WWE. Originally I had wrote it for Henry, because he's got this methodical voice, but Stephen stepped up and he was the judge, the ultimate absolute judge. And Sam, he likes to be character actors. And so, yeah, there's, when I wrote that, I wrote it only from the word darkness. I write plays by one word. And I saw this thing's darkness and I said, okay, well, what can I tell? And the only thing that came out was something piratey, the immersion of this character. And, we got the Little Mermaid, so that kind of stimulated me there for a minute, because we've got that. But this idea of these deep relationships, and that's what I wanted between the judge and darkness. And then a little play on Star Wars at the end. But yeah, no, I have no expectations. Right.
We all write for a reason, I think.
Well, our work takes a life of its own, and it's up to the actor to take that thought and interpret it and give it emotion. So a lot of times we don't know how that's going to be interpreted by that actor.
Do you think, I know you were trying to have sound effects and all that other stuff. Do you think that kind of thing might get in the way of our trying to hear the words? Because we're looking at.
Well, no, you wouldn't put sound effects on when someone was speaking. What I wanted was an introduction for the scene of a stormy night. I grew up on radio, and radio causes you to have to be very visual while you watch and listen to a play.
Right, I understand.
So,
but
no, I don't think so, because if we had time and if the mechanical part of it would have worked, it wouldn't have interfered at all.
But as Stephen was saying, this started as a cold reading group, which is designed to emphasize the author's words rather than trying to have other things that could be judged instead.
That was just an added thing. That was just an added thing. It didn't take away from the cold reading.
But, because the narration you had there already tells you that stuff. The only place you had problems was where it was in the dialogue and the actors were pausing, waiting for somebody to read it, and nobody was, because it wasn't listed in the narration, as it were, per se.
Well,
the question we
let me
have
stop
is,
you right there. The reason for that is that we had 2 copies of the script. And
right.
I know next time to take down the first copy, but this is why I preface my statement by saying that it's important for the actors and the writers to make contact before the cold play. We can still take that sense of cold reading, but I think that, let's not wait for the day of the event.
Well, the parentheticals are in the second version as well, so it's a moot point. The question I would have is this part of a larger thing? There's a piece of this?
I just wrote Darkness in one day.
Okay.
It was a play that didn't come out of a bigger play. It was just simply darkness.
Mm-hmm.
And what it would be like to have the ultimate judge after you. So he was precise. He came in and knocked off the cat, he chopped down the tree, and he turned out the lights. He did his job. And so I'm happy as a writer, as a director. I'm
Yeah,
not for perfection.
I would suggest to other writers that once you have your cast, if you decide to do a rewrite, direct message them and upload the new script directly to them. It doesn't matter that there may be a file already uploaded, because the only people who it really pertains to are the people who are participating. So I would definitely just direct message them and upload the new script to them and let them know, oh, revision. Yeah. The only other thing that threw me off a little bit at first, and particularly because, like I said, I really don't do read it. I just wait for the time that we're going to perform it, is that the first 2 or 3 lines of the judge, the character's name is Man, and that kind of threw me off. I can see thematically that you might want to conceal the fact that the person coming into the room is the judge, but I would say in the script for the actor, if you want the actor playing the judge to know that that's his line, I wouldn't change the name of the character.
Well, there was only 3 lines with his name as Man, and then once he tells the guy his name, subsequently all of the lines are judge. So it's only in the first 2 lines because he hasn't been named.
Well, and like I said, I can see hiding that from your audience, but I wouldn't hide it from the actor.
Oh, well, I didn't really think I was hiding it. I thought you would pick it up.
Yeah, we do, but you understand, you're making the script, as James Cameron says, it's not a script, it's a contract. It's the movie you all agree to make.
Hey, wait a minute. Slow down, everybody, because this ain't gonna beat up this white day. Okay.
But
now,
I'm saying you
look,
you don't want to keep.
Down. We had 2 scripts. Some of you had the first one, some of you had the second. Okay. So I think we can move on from the criticism, because I'm taking it, but I'm laughing because I wanted to say this to a lot of you guys on your scripts, but I didn't. Okay, so let's be gentle, because again, this was a cold read.
Right, and what I'm suggesting is not a criticism.
But I understand what you're saying. I originally saw that and I put it that way because it was unfolding, but it wasn't a miss. Okay.
Right. I understand, but
miss things.
You realize in this feedback, you're not getting anything because you're doing all the talking. You're not listening to anything we're saying. 90% of this time, you were on the screen.
Well, I think we need to move on, because I think
yeah.
Let's move on.
Absolutely.
I'm not hearing anything except situation. Okay, and like I said, this is not the purpose of the group. I don't think it hasn't been up until this minute. So I know what I did to my script. I know where the situations is. And I think that I and other writers, we all see things at different times, but we don't choose to always share them. Your point, Stefan, is well taken. Okay. And this, I opened up by saying this because I felt that 2 of my actors, I should have had more conversation with, even though it was a cold script. So you can't say it's a cold reading and nobody knows what's going to happen, and then say, hey, let's come better prepared. So it's kind of a contradiction. Okay. It's either we are going to get together and make it a good performance, or we're going to start chopping it up.
Oh, and I also want to suggest that any writer can set up a rehearsal anytime they want to, if they can get, their cast all together. Well, you don't have to wait till today to do a rehearsal.
Keep that in mind, most definitely. Good. Thank you.
Sure.
Just to chime in here, just wanted to let everybody know that in the way just Joyce was also saying, to reach writer out, that is something which I have done in the past as well. I've worked with Rex, I've worked with Stefan when they have written the role. So I have explicitly reached them out if something I didn't find was right, or something which I didn't find was, was not making sense to me, or whatever I felt that, and then they improvised it. So because this helps to, on the final day, I mean, you cannot just say to the writer, because like she uploaded it like a month ago. I uploaded the script actually on her behalf. So there was plenty of time where the actors could have figured out how to do things, or what they were not finding it right, or whatever. But having said that, I thoroughly enjoyed being a pirate and the twist in the end. Sorry I didn't pay much attention to all of your plays because I was doing the makeup, and I hope you guys liked it or enjoyed the show. Thank
Great
you.
job.
Makeup is great.
I felt like I started looking like Lone Warrior, then the pirate itself. So that's what I was thinking about in the meantime.
Because I was wondering during rehearsal, you only had one black eye.
That's why I pushed you to the third time. I want to come late. Let's do it later so that I could finish my makeup and everything. And I don't know how to do makeup. I just did whatever I could think of. So yeah.
It
I
worked.
think you look absolutely wonderful. I
good.
really
Yeah, great
enjoyed
job, man.
watching
Looks
all of you
fantastic. It really
perform.
does. Yep.
Yeah, it looks great.
Love the
Yeah,
characters.
sure does.
Love the characters.
Yeah.
So our last one by our new writer, Susan Kessinger, is Not Optimum Service. I'm sure someone could relate to that script.
Welcome, Susan. Yeah.
Yes, welcome, Susan.
And
Well,
Susan,
thank you.
You were brilliant.
The beginning was very funny, but also sad because it's true. It's that bad, that frustrating. Great job, Leslie and Roger, playing the parts
Thanks.
together. I love the idea of making it almost human, two humans. And the way Leslie was describing the cables and
And the fiber optic.
that was great.
and I wanna welcome Roger. We finally
Yes,
plugged
welcome,
in
Roger.
Hello, Roger. Hello.
Thank you so much. It's good to be here.
Yeah, good agents.
Well, I really
Thanks.
appreciate being here. This is as you mentioned, is my first time here, and this all was kind of a fluke that a lot of what was in the script actually happened. I did change from Optimum to FiOS, and it felt worse than when I left my husband. It was like, it was such a pain to cancel, and they wouldn't let me off the phone. And I brought it to another group that Rex and Leslie are in, and it was a smaller script. And then Leslie read it with Mark, and then I submitted it last minute. I teach at a theater in my neighborhood, and they have an event where they match actors with writers. And the theater owner contacted me, and she said, "You got to submit something because one of our writers dropped out." And so that morning, I just expanded on the script and submitted it. And coincidentally, Roger ended up reading the other part, and another actress read Leslie's part. And then they came up to me and they said, "Hey, we want to do this together at this play reading group." And so it was all just kind of a big fluke, and a lucky fluke. And thank you so much to all of the actors. And it was really fun for me to watch. I was smiling through the whole thing. And thank you all for inviting me to your group.
Absolutely. Thank you for writing a great script.
Welcome. So you're going to keep writing?
Sure. I mean, I've written in the past, but now I mostly write music. So I might go dig up some stuff I've written in the past and maybe get inspired to write some more stuff. But yeah, I write music and I teach improv, which doesn't require any writing. This was a real fun exercise in getting, taking out the oil can, and this is a really great forum to submit things. So yeah, thank you. You guys inspired me, and congratulations to all the other writers as well. It was really great to watch.
Absolutely, yeah.
Improv.
I'm sorry?
Where do you teach improv?
I teach in a couple of places. One is a theater in my neighborhood. I'm in Brooklyn in New York. And then I teach at a high school, and I also teach independently. I've been teaching for a long time, so I've taught at various venues. But but that's the venue where I teach is where I met. Well, I didn't meet. Yeah, I did meet you there, Leslie.
the month prior,
Hmm.
but I was just there to support. And then the following month, I, last minute submitted my scripts, which is
And
kind of like improv. Yeah.
we can
Well,
mention
you have a
it's
month till the next group meeting here, so you have another whole month if you write
Yeah.
something
Awesome.
new.
Okay, great.
and we met Susan, Leslie, Roger, and I met Susan at the Flatbush Community Theater.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, that it's was very fun to be there.
Yes, that's where I teach. Yeah. And yes, and you submitted your work as well, which was terrific. Yeah.
Yeah, and I got to meet Stephen after working with him in different groups for 2 years on Zoom. We got to finally meet in person.
Wow.
And then
That's what community theater is all about. Brings everyone together, right?
Yep, it sure does.
after
Yep.
being on Zoom, yeah. And then we
Yeah,
got to
yeah,
meet Susan too after being on Zoom. And
Yeah. And well, I met you not the month before, and then I saw you on Zoom, but I didn't realize you were the same person. You came up to me and said,
different in person.
no, I guess not. It just for some reason I didn't put it together,
well, I have different looks too. My hair's down or
I think your
curly
hair
or
was
straight or
different.
up or
Yeah. And it just didn't register that you were the same person from the Anything Goes. Yeah. Yeah.
There you go.
Well, it'll be great to meet all of you in person. So that
Yeah.
means that Tasman, we're coming over to to the
Come
UK,
over to
and,
London,
and
maybe
Rex,
come
we're coming
to
to New
London.
Zealand.
All right, let's book our trips now.
There we go. Yep.
So, Rex, are you going to Sandy Springs, Maryland in August?
No, but it's good to be on the same bill as you, Stephen. But it is such a small world just to see. I mean, Susan and I met on this New York group, Anything Goes, and Leslie has been on several groups with me. So, and Paul, God knows how many groups you've been on with me. So it's just amazing how small the world is of short play writing.
It sure is. Yeah.
Only the best. There we go.
Yeah.
So our next meeting will be June 25th.
June 25th.
I already have a script up there if anyone's interested for the, studying Sherlock. And if anyone cares, I was notified 2 days ago that the second Sherlock script, because it's part of a series, has been selected for the Burbank International Film Festival, which means it's one of 5 or 10 nominees for best screenplay. That was a surprise to me because, not only is it the first one I submitted that script in, but when it's a sequel to a spec script, which is already stupid enough to begin with, and the reader's not going to have familiarity with the first one, so it was a definite surprise to me. The first one already was in that festival 2 years ago, and it was a couple of other ones, and it's been selected for another one that's in July, and I'm waiting on a couple of other things. But again, anything that I write, if anything's good, it's the characters that wrote it, and I just take responsibility for everything else. But
But the question is, why is it a spec script still, if it's so good?
People don't read in Hollywood. They really don't. And it's helpful that it's a high concept thing. And I've had producers meetings on it. And like I say, Japan has done their version of Benedict Cumberbatch's Sherlock. They licensed that and had it as 2 women. They did that 3 years ago, and France is now shooting Mademoiselle Sherlock. But you can't get you can't get Hollywood to read, let alone understand something new. So I say it's my fault. I don't know how to say anything nice about myself because I don't like that. So I need somebody else to pitch my stuff.
But sometimes there's no rhyme or reason something can be chosen. I mean, I do this, I'm going to call it a sad thing. but maybe it's not sad for other people, but I quite enjoy it. Where they make a movie and I try to find out how much they spent on it and how much they took at the box office. And I'm like, they could have given that money to me and other writers. Why didn't they do that? They wasted all that money. For example, the new movie with Ben Affleck in it. What is it called? Hypnotic.
Yeah.
Yeah, Hypnotic. Yeah.
Ah.
So 65 million. That was the budget. So far, they've only made 5 million.
Whoa.
Yes. And I piss them off, you know, when they say, "Oh, don't put in parentheticals," and I'll bring out the script for The Big Sleep, William Faulkner and Lee Brackett, and they've got dangling parentheticals at the end of the dialogue, and they say, "Well, you know," and you know, saying, "Yeah, they're spending $300 million to make a James Bond movie when Goldfinger was $1.5 million, and it's not 200 times better." And you know, you do look at when you wrote the script, the way scripts are supposed to be written instead of what they're telling us to leave all the directions out. You could shoot The Thin Man in 16 days for $30,000. And
I hear you, but yeah. But it's also Goldfinger. I'm a big James Bond fan. Goldfinger was what, 1963 or something like that, before I was born. I mean, obviously things weren't expensive back then. I hear what you're saying though, but you know, things cost more inflation and you know, different time.
It doesn't cost that much more. It's
No,
all
maybe
because
not.
yeah, people
Go ahead.
are like, you know, they're making it up as they go along. But yeah, they don't want to follow the script. If you follow the script, it's like anything. It's, you know, if you expect Frank Lloyd Wright to give you the blueprint for one wall and say, guys, make up the other 3 walls on your own, it's going to be a disaster and it's going to be expensive. But the script is going to be, you know, the blueprint has to have all the details. And if you want to change, you can change. You don't have to follow the blueprint, but you have to have a blueprint that covers all the dots.
I hear you. But again, if you were going go back to the James Bond thing, I'm a James Bond fan, like I was saying, you look at the way the special effects or whatever it was back then compared to the ones now, you see CGI and all that kind of stuff and gadgets they're using. It's definitely, obviously times have changed. I do hear what you're saying though, but like I said, times have changed. So things are just very different all around. And, you know, the bottom line is that we want to act and they write scripts for everything, but there's so much more of a business side to it that just, you know, I hear what you're saying, but it is what it is. So
yeah,
and
I agree.
Now we have AI coming in.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
Joyce, did you want to say something?
Yeah, I raised my hand because everybody is talking at one time. I don't want to be soft in the head again. But you know, I was meeting with some producers this week, and I had presented 4 feature scripts that I'm writing. And they basically said to me that in Hollywood now, no one wants to really invest in a whole feature film. And because of the streaming platforms like Hulu and Netflix, that they're asking writers to break their feature films down into episodes. So, you know, I've taken one of my features and made 9 episodes, and then you divide them up into 3 so that you're establishing characterization for the first 3 episodes. And then the 3 in the middle are content, and then the 3 are resolution. And it seems so much better because then you have a chance to, you know, to evolve those characters at such a different rate. I do comedy, and I was told, you know, go online and make yourself an online presence, where before all we needed to do was go from club to club on a circuit. So as writers, what we used to present to Hollywood is not that way anymore. And nobody wants to spend any money, but they want to see. So I said, well, what about sending my script? And it's like you say, nobody wants to read. I had one producer tell me, I don't read past 15 pages. I said, well, on the 16th page, that's the best part. So as a writer, I don't want to have to play this game with anybody. So what I decided was, or what I was told is proof of concept. You know, make that trailer so that your ideas are compact for these people that have the attention span of 15 minutes. When I write my scripts, I write them in sequences of scenes. The first 15 minutes is 5 or 6 scenes. And if you think about it, everyone's attention span is 15 minutes. Okay. And so if you go to a movie tonight, I guarantee you 15 minutes, 15 minutes, 15 minutes. And that's the same way that we can present that in this environment when we're doing our plays. And then you can do a whole feature film over 4 months.
Yeah, you know, I agree with what you're saying. Is it Joyce? What you're saying about that? Because you know something, the attention span, you're so right about that. It's almost like as an actor with a reel. Like they say, do a 2-minute reel. I was always told, put your best work first. They want to see it. Otherwise, the attention span is going to be 15 seconds. You know, for a 2-minute reel, you want something that's going to be that's going to grab their attention. Otherwise, they're just not going to follow. And you probably know as an audience member, if you go to a show or go to a movie, you want to be, you know, you're going to know very soon, you're like, oh my God, it's going to drag, or you're kind of into it. So you want something that's going to be catchy, you know?
Establish that in the first 15 minutes of
Yeah,
movie.
yeah.
You know,
I
how are
couldn't
you
agree
gonna
more.
wow
Yeah.
me in the first 15 minutes? That's
Yeah,
grab.
yeah, that's right. And a lot of times too with scripts, if you notice, if it's the story of someone's life, it usually opens with the person now, and they go back to their life to kind of be, so they can catch the audience. It's just one idea anyway, but I definitely hear what you're saying. I totally agree with you. I think attention span's very short right now, so get something that's going to be catchy, whatever you do, whether it's writing, acting, whatever it is, you know?
Yeah, well, you might like my Sherlock script then because it was designed for non-commercial television. So there's no commercial breaks, no act breaks. So instead, I created chapters as if it were a book coming
There
to
you
life.
go.
So you can reformat it for web series if you want, or something along
Sure.
that line. But
Sure.
even this morning from the Austin Film Festival series, the writer was talking about how your movies originally were in 10-minute reels, and you didn't see it because of the changeovers in the booth, but you could think of your scripts in that way, and that makes sense. But also, we're talking mostly influenced by television, as it were, because that's what it is. These act breaks are television, not theatrical. You
Yeah, yeah.
already have your audience in the theater. They've already been brought in by the posters and the advertising. So you're not going to have to worry about losing them after 10 minutes. But if you're watching things on television, the readers all say, I want to get grabbed on the first page. Well, a lot of times people at home are flipping the channels and they catch the movie 20 minutes in. If you've ever worked in a theater, we still had 10% of the audience coming in 20 minutes after the feature started. They didn't see your big first page hook. If it's streaming, they're thinking, oh, well, now you've got to really catch it. No, if you're streaming, it's got the same problem. How do you hold their attention from one page to the next? It's the same thing for the writer. I'm anxious to see what's happening on the next page. And that's what keeps me going, so that I'll write 40 pages in a day.
Fair enough.
I was a little bummed when I was writing that second Sherlock script that I actually hadn't finished it the day before I had scheduled a table reading of it. So I had to write the last 32 pages in one day, and those pages have remained unchanged. Sometimes because faster writing, you don't have time to think. You just actually go with your gut, and the characters take over for you.
I can see that too. Sure. Yeah. There's no one-way formula, so I can definitely see that too. So,
but without the razzle dazzle of special effects, Goldfinger had to have a story because they couldn't afford it.
you
Every director,
keep bringing up.
every Bond director says their favorite film is From Russia with Love.
Well, now that you go back to James Bond again, I personally love Goldfinger, but I could definitely relate to what you're saying about the story. But that's just, again, a personal opinion. But you know what? It's resonating big time. So I totally hear what you're saying. So
you coming back, Roger?
It's very hard to say no. Plus, I have somebody here who you probably know who that is, will probably insist. So, but with seeing you and seeing some other people in person too, I'm going to see you either way. But you know what? It's a very, very good possibility. The other thing too, which you probably know about, and by the way, I want to say to everybody, seeing you perform live with my wife last week, I mean, that was just like, you were incredible in that role, which didn't, it didn't go to plan. You got the role, but things happened, right? But you know what? You were phenomenal. So just know, everybody, that Steve is a phenomenal actor too, as well as a writer and director. But just putting it
We
out there.
believe you.
I think it's very important for every writer to at least do some performing, because then you know what's possible.
Right, but it was meant to be with you. But going back to the question you asked, I mean, definitely a possibility. I'm doing my acting. I've been booking gigs recently. Thank God. I've got a 3-day gig this week on a TV show. I'm playing 2 different roles on 2 different episodes. First time in my career. So I've kind of got to go week by week. But you said June 25th. I mean, if I'm available, then sure. I mean, hopefully I'm acting more in film and television, doing more stuff. But you know what? It's certainly a very, very good possibility. And we'll see when the time draws nearer. I'll probably see you in person either way. But either way, it's a very good possibility. That's all I can say for now.
And you won't have to find a parking space.
That's true.
And bring Leslie with you when you come in. Bring Leslie with you.
Yeah. Well, of course, I can't leave Leslie behind, and she wouldn't leave me behind. I don't think, right, honey? I'm just kidding. So yeah, yeah. So yeah.
Right. So you writers, now you've got 2 actors who are in the same proximity. So if you're thinking about writing something, you might want to include them as your characters.
Yeah, it was really great for me to have them in the same home. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that was fun. It was fun to read in person with you. Seeing you here is great. Seeing you in person is even better. Same with you, Steve. So now listen, we had fun with it. We had talked about it before. So you know what? This is fantastic. But being in person was just, it was just that much better. So, that's what it is.
That's the 3rd Thursdays, right?
What's that?
That's 3rd Thursdays at the
Right.
Yeah.
Flatbush, yeah. And then 4th Sundays with us.
Yep.
There we go. Yep.
Yeah. Great. Anybody got anything coming up they want to plug or talk about or say?
Well, it's not really exciting because you don't live in London.
But you've had a lot of plays being performed recently.
Yes.
Yeah.
Even in
and-
California?
Yeah, and they're doing my short play in London, Stop Drinking Man. Now I have no idea why I
Nice.
chose that name, but it popped into my head on the day. So I'm sometimes quite loyal to my words, and I just think, oh, maybe I thought of that for a reason. I'll keep it. But I've read the play, and I'm kind of like, maybe I should have changed the title. Anyway, it's going to be on Optic Theatre that are doing it in London, so I have to go over there and watch it.
Wonderful. Congratulations and good luck with that. It's fantastic news. Congrats. It's really awesome.
So it's
Yep.
the future 1-3, and then doing 30. So we'll see how it works. And yes, other things. There's always other reasons because I wrote 265 down plays. I've got to get them out there. So there's always something somewhere. There we are. And beautiful actors are helping me out.
What was that, Rex? Sunshine in every window?
So I've got a 1-act video of one of my scripts at a festival in New York called Rogue Video Festival. And
Right.
you can watch the video. There's a link there to watch that. $12 a ticket.
Nice, Rex. That's awesome.
Cool.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Congrats.
Doing a
So
full
Tasman,
length, I'm
I was just
doing
gonna
a
say,
full length
Jasmine-
play next Sunday. Oh, go ahead, Chuck. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. You're going to be in something. Go ahead.
I was just going to say I'm doing a full length play on next Sunday called Gorilla Girl, and gonna find out if there's going. It's a very intense trigger warning. So it's very intense. And I will let everybody know if anyone's interested what the Zoom link is, if it's going to be something where they're going to have a live audience or whether we're going to record it and put it up on YouTube. As soon as I know something, I'll let everybody know.
Great.
Got a couple of music gigs coming up, but nothing with plays.
Okay.
That's still awesome. It's wonderful.
Yeah.
Are they local?
I was just a little concerned
Yeah,
about.
one's in
Catherine.
a place called Young Ethel's. It's next Sunday, 3 to 5 p.m. It's 4 different artists. We each doing a half an hour set. Me and my music partner are doing it. It's in Park Slope in Brooklyn. I don't know it's on Fifth Avenue. I can't remember these, but it's called Young Ethel's. And then on Tuesday, the following Tuesday, which I think might be the 6th, we're doing about an hour set at this place called Bar Basic, also in Park Slope on 7th Avenue.
Nice.
So yeah.
If you want, you can post it on our page.
Okay, I'll do that. Thank you.
Yeah, sounds awesome.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I was just concerned about Tasman because she writes plays about drinking and then she has cussing in the play. So I don't know. I'm worried about her.
And men who like.
She's a bad
Yeah.
influence on all of us. No.
Yes.
Intervention.
Thank you,
Don't tell
Tasman.
anyone. Don't
Yeah.
tell anyone. My alter ego, just don't tell them. Always a pleasure. Absolutely, always a pleasure.
So does that wrap everything up for us?
Yes.
All right.
Great seeing
Thank you,
everyone.
everybody.
I was gonna post
Nice meeting
something.
everybody. It's a pleasure
typing
meeting
it.
you all. Everybody did a great job. It was a real pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for
Somebody's
having
putting
me.
something in the chat.
Thanks for having me too.
Sending love and light to everybody.
Thanks,
Bye,
Stephen.
everyone.
Thank you. Good night.
Everybody be well.
Thank
All
you,
the best.
Tasman. Thank you, Paul.
Ciao,
Paul,
everyone. Stay safe.
Paul, did you get it in the chat?
Yeah, I was slow to type it, but I finally got it in the chat.
Okay.
Yeah, but
Okay,
if everyone
Paul.
leaves, they won't get it. So
Yeah, I'm in that. It's at the Rogue Theater Festival.
Have you done any
Rex has a piece in that festival also.
have you done any reading lately?
Any what?
Reading
Reading?
lately?
Yes.
Oh, are you talking about the Frost?
Yes.
No, I haven't.
Okay.
I have I've been kind of snowed under lately, and
The place for a frost.
yeah, no, I definitely want to do that. I mean, it's not that I'm not interested. I just stuff piles up on you before you know it.
Yeah. Okay. Great.
All right.
No, I'm still very much interested in that. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, good luck with everything, Paul. I know you're so but you're brilliant. Like all the other actors.
Oh, thank you, Tasman. I enjoyed your play very much.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for doing my
Sometimes you got to bring out the redneck in you occasionally.
You did a fantastic.
fun.
You really did. Everyone did a
Oh,
great
and
job.
great
Such a
playing with you,
pleasure.
Paul.
Oh, thank you.
Like, my pleasure.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Russ.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. And I'm looking forward to the YouTube clip because I'm going to cringe with my feet. I'm going to go, oh, but I'll watch it.
I may have to put something in there. I don't know how YouTube feels about, foul language or something. I may have to put a note.
Yeah.
I always put it up.
Yeah, some disclaimer.
I always put it up. It's not for kids.
Yeah.
There you are. That's the
I'm
way to go.
sure, they've heard that word. many
Adult
times.
content.
There we go.
Well, that'll make them want to see it if you put that.
Probably.
For immature audiences only.
That's it. Mature audiences only.
So
There we
immature.
Oh, immature audiences. I like that.
It'll go
It's been
big
a real
down
pleasure,
south.
everybody. It's been
Stephen's
really
in
awesome.
charge. Whatever wording you choose, Stephen. I like that image.
It'll go
There
big
you
down
go.
south.
Not
yeah.
safe for work
Oh my
with
God,
the SFW, you know.
Oh my God. I'll keep a low profile. I better.
Don't they when you're posting a YouTube video, don't they allow you to rate it? I think they do, don't they? There's
I think you
there's
have
some
to-
boxes you can
Yeah.
pick if
Public or for kids or under kids or.
yeah.
The only thing I've seen on there is it for young children or not? And I always put no.
Yeah,
Uh,
I do too.
Or if that line, sorry, Paul, during rehearsal, you said not for the faint-hearted.
Not for the faint heart.
I thought it was a faint of heart.
40 years ago, when they put in the rating system, you could have one F word in a PG if it didn't refer to sex. If you had more than 3, it was an automatic R. And in Reds, there's a scene in the middle of that 3-hour movie in which Diane Keaton uses the F word 15 times, referring to sex, and they still get a PG because, it's Warren Beatty, it's Paramount, and it's a big, giant budget movie. So, you're willing to pay for all those routines. And of course, going back to James Bond, anytime there was something censorable, they would always put a joke line after it. So they catch the censor just about ready to say, well, we got to cut that scene of violence out. And then we get him laughing halfway through the writing. He just skips and lets it go.
Yeah, very true. The Bond thing, especially the Roger Moore era. Yes, very much so. Yep.
And well, actually, it was On Her Majesty's Secret Service that they were talking about when the guy had plenty of
Lazenby. Yep, I know my stuff. Lazenby.
And the scene's actually in the book. And then I worked with Don Hewitt's son on his first job managing our cable access in Jamestown, New York, 50-some years ago. And we had a student video channel that we were doing, and we had the word damn, which was a big thing back then. And his only complaint was that, we didn't mind the damn. It didn't have any meaning to it. It was just there as, a word you could have taken out. And I also feel my complaint about curses is most of the time it's just an or an you could take it out and it wouldn't change the meaning of the sentence. So it has to mean something, just like in Italian. If I say to you, mi rompe le gacce, mi rompe le facce, it means nothing. But if somebody says to me, mi rompe le facce, I know what the heck he means.
I just realized I private messaged somebody that I didn't send it to everyone. So there it is now. Sorry about that.
Well, there's still 5 of us, 6 of us here.
Put on the group page.
On the Facebook page as well.
Yeah, so we can all see it.
Now, Rogue is in the LA area, right?
No, I think it's I believe it's East Coast.
No, yeah, we do have Rogue Improv Group.
They have 2 divisions of that theater. There's one, they have a virtual festival, and then I think they have a in-person version also. If I'm not mistaken.
Chuck, you're involved with We Make Movies, aren't you?
Yeah, I do some improv there with them, with Robert and Christine DiTilio.
Right.
And I haven't yet had a chance to read any of the plays there, be one of the readers yet.
Yeah, but we make movies.org does their thing every Wednesday.
Yep, on Wednesdays, yep.
Once a month in person and the rest of the time online. And the UK branch should be coming up next Sunday.
I thought I saw that, yeah.
So.
Cool.
Always a chance to read. Always look forward to Sundays. Thank you all. See you on.
Likewise, great meeting you all. It was so much fun.
Yeah, and you stay safe. See you soon. Bye.
Well,
Thank
be
you,
well.
Stephen. Thanks so much. Bye.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.